It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, folks, they've been telling me they've been watching your tax dollars for over 40 years. Are they really watching your tax dollars, and are they concerned citizens? Today we have the main people from the Concerned Citizens of Schuylkill County and HASD. Certainly these people are no strangers to the greater Hazleton area, and they're on the show to talk about their Concerned Citizens of Schuylkill County, and I have a number of questions I'd like to ask them as well. But a very good friend of mine for many years, I know Vicki Mackin is the CEO, and I'm joined by Dane Watrow, who is the president, and Jerry Notaro, who is one of the members on the Concerned Citizens. First of all, Vicki, nice to see you.
Wonderful to see you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, and I used to spend a lot of time here.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just one of those things when you get so involved with the Concerned Citizens. When we first start going to meeting, I would have our meeting, I would go to Macro Council meeting, Schuylkill County Concerned Citizens would go to the Commissioners meeting in Pottsville in the courthouse. I involved myself so much, I didn't have time to try to do other things. But I'm glad I did, because I met a lot of wonderful people like you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And other people in the community. In fact, I'd met Carol Druniak through being in the Concerned Citizens, and I met her here. I don't know if she's still on with her daughter, but I just like being involved.
Well, Vicki, let's talk about the, first of all, what is the background for those people that want to get familiar with the Concerned? Now, people who are involved with this, they know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
But what is the background and history of the Concerned Citizens?
Well, in the early 70s, we had Schuylkill County commissioners who we didn't know were doing some of the things they shouldn't be doing. And what they did is they raised our taxes on our property. Right now, Schuylkill County, your taxes are assessed 50% of the value of that property. When we were back in the 70s, it was 35%. And the commissioners said they needed more money, so they raised it to 75. And Mr. Lula, who is a wonderful, wonderful man and has passed away, he called me and he said, I want you to help me get a group together and go down to the courthouse. We need to stop this. And that's what happened. We got a nice group together, met at the courthouse, and we were meeting every week, a group of us, and we formed the Concerned Citizens. And we had little pockets of Concerned Citizens in many localities throughout Schuylkill County. And that's the way we grew.
Now, when you put these groups together, okay, there's good and bad that could come from groups, because sometimes people misinterpret a concerned citizen group as being a political group, okay?
Right.
That they're only for the Democrats or they're only for Republicans, and so therefore you carry your own agendas, okay? Now, from what I've been following, excuse me, following throughout the years, and knowing you, Vicki, sometimes, it's not personal. You just have to discuss things, and you may like the person, but however, you may disagree with what the rule or regulations they profess. So, with that being said, is your group political to a degree, any degree?
No, absolutely. We have people that are independent, they're Democrats, Republican. No, we don't believe in that. We believe in listening to everything that's being said about every political party. And we form our opinion when we meet once a month with our group, and we discuss things. And it was with these discussions, and we used to go to all these little towns and meet with those people that had just formed and we would try to inform them about how important it was to stay involved so that they don't get politicians who run for office and then they only feather their own nests.
We don't have that, do we?
Oh, no.
One of the things that I like about groups, first of all, I applaud everyone who is involved in your group because it is time-consuming. It's a thankless job. You get criticized, you get ridiculed, etc., but yet you're there being sort of like the watchdog of what's happening, at least accountability. And I've said this so many times on the show, I'm sure the three of you heard me. I say, hold your politicians accountable. Nothing wrong with that, but hold them accountable. If they say they're going to do something, all right, then see if they do it. Okay, if you like it, you vote for them. I mentioned about Governor Corbett, and I know people, there he goes promoting Corbett. Well, I'm promoting Corbett only for one reason, because the man never lied to me and never lied when he said he was going to do what he did. He ran for office, Vicki and Jerry and Dane, and he said, these are the things I want to do for the citizens of Pennsylvania, okay? Almost 90% or more what he said he was going to do, he's done. Now, how do you fault him for that? But then what happens is you have individual groups who are saying his education budget is not up to par. It's the highest we've ever gotten education in the history of state. They're forgetting about the stimulus money that they had, and then they didn't have them for a while. But so I bring this up because you see how people twist things and how they make, just because of power. And I'm hoping that your group is a group that looks at that. Now, if Corbett was screwing up, I'd be the first to say it, okay? But those are the kind of things that irk me, Vicki.
Yes, and you shouldn't be there for any one political party. You should be there for all the people. Mr. Lula and I discussed that many times because people would say, why don't you bring this up and why don't you bring that up? You have to bring up what the people want. It can't be what you want.
And that's, how do you then, when we come back after the break, how do you then determine what you're looking at and what you present either to the county commissioners or to the school board? What do you address and how do you address it? And if you've done that, have you been successful? Folks, I'm talking to Vicki Mackin, who is the CEO of the Concerned Citizens of Schuylkill County and of the Hazelton Area School District. Now, Vicki's been at this for over 40 years. Most of you may have seen her on the show many times, or a newspaper, Standard Speaker wrote many articles about this group, the Concerned Citizens. It's a great group if they're there for the right reasons. We come back, I want to talk to Jerry Notaro and Dane Wacho, who's the president, as to how do you find out what are the things that you could be concerned about, okay? And is it just a political group? Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, you can watch any of our shows 24/7 on ssptv.com. Folks, the website has been going through the roof. We've had over close to 2 million hits on our website. Our news is being seen by over 6,000 people just watching us on the website, and we appreciate that. All the Sam Lesante shows are there, as well as every show we produce is there. I want to thank our media partners, the Standard Speaker, for providing the time schedules and also working with us to better the greater Hazelton area. My guest today is Vicki Mackin, who is the CEO of the Schuylkill Concerned Citizens Schuylkill County and the Hazelton Area School District, along with Jerry Notaro and the president, Dane Wacho. Let me talk to you, Dane. First of all, how you doing?
Very good, Sam. How are you?
Good. Now you're retired, huh, from the mayorship?
Oh, yes.
Good. How was it when you were mayor? Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely outstanding. Loved every minute of it. The most rewarding thing that I got out of being the mayor was representing the people and being there and answering their call. That's one thing that I absolutely just loved about that job.
So you're a young guy, okay, so you had a reason to run for the mayor, okay. Now, when you were running for an office, all right, you say you want to do certain things, and then when you actually become the mayor, I guess it's a different perspective because now you're there and you're seeing everything. Did you find that in when you became the mayor?
Right. When you take office, there's many obstacles you got to take. When you make a promise, you better deliver on it. That's how I view things. And the promises that I made, I did deliver on. But like I always say, I was not able to deliver on those promises without the help of council. And there's a lot of times that you'll see in communities where you have the mayor and council disagreeing on a lot of items. Now, with that being said, I don't want to say that council and I agreed a lot of the times, because that's not the truth. But like I said, there was areas of where we did compromise, and there was areas where we just did not.
Well, it's easy to say, you know, when I become mayor, I'm going to fix all the roads, I'm going to get more policemen, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, and those are nice things to say. But when you become the mayor or the position that you run for, then back it up. Just don't make those statements, okay? Because then you find that you have budgets to work with, and then in order to have more police, you got to raise taxes. In order to have better roads, you have to raise taxes. And so these are things that, you know, you face, right?
You're absolutely correct. And one thing is that you got to look at in today's economy, raising taxes, my view, wasn't the appropriate thing to do in my tenure as mayor. And that's one thing that I was very adamant on, and we just had to take it from there.
Well, now you're involved with this concerned citizens group, okay? And here again, I wouldn't have you guys on the show, and I don't mean to say you're a guy, Vicki, but I wouldn't have you on the show if I didn't feel that there was something that the community should know what you do. And anyone who is doing this today, particularly with the time schedules that people have, they have so much on their plate. That's, you know, to go to a meeting and concerned and look at this and then bring it to a, you know, visibility to either the school district or the Schuylkill County. It's a lot of work, and really everyone who's a member, I applaud them for doing that, because we need that. What do you bring here to the group, Dane?
I bring holding our politicians accountable, and when they make those promises, is to go ahead and make sure that they're delivering on those promises. Attending meetings. Now, obviously, I was tied up a lot of the times being the mayor and attending those meetings, so I was pulled away from attending the school board meetings. But we're going to get back in. I'm going to get back involved and start attending those meetings as well. The involvement we have, we'll meet once a month. We'll discuss key issues going on in the county, local government, and the state, and we'll discuss on, hey, do we need to write letters to our county representatives? Do we need to write letters to the state representatives and take it from there, or go on one-on-one and meet with them if that's what needs to happen?
What are some of the key issues right now that concern citizens of Schuylkill County and the the Hazelton Area School District? What are some of the concern issues that you're working on right now?
Some of the issues is the taxes. We all got to make sure that we're being represented appropriately. There was a little tax hike in the McAdoo area last year by the school district, which we didn't agree upon. And our Vice President, Mary LaBert, and I wrote a letter to the editor addressing our concerns as the concerned citizens of Schuylkill County. And that's a big key issue right now, is the taxes, and we're taking a very close look at that and making sure that we are being represented properly, and our taxes aren't going to be skyrocketed.
Well, I know the three county commissioners, Schuylkill County commissioners, okay, and I think they work very well together. I don't see the nonsense that you see with people, you know, minorities and majorities. I think the three commissioners are doing, to my estimation, a great job. They've been open. And they're there for the county. And I'm not endorsing. Well, I am endorsing. The three of them are doing a great job. Okay, you don't see Hess fighting with the other two. I mean, and that's such a great message that I think should be sent across to a lot of municipalities. We could allow to disagree, but this yelling and screaming stuff is just demeans, I think, the area. With that being said, we talk about property taxes and school taxes. Now, I've had Dan Muser on my show a number of times, and Dan is the Secretary of Revenue, and hopefully he'll be on within the next 30 days because of the new budget. And he fully explained to me exactly what where the lottery money was going and the casino money was going. Okay, unfortunately, they inherited a $3.5 billion debt. All right, so when Corbett took over, so what happens is I guess you have to start paying your dues. But he showed me where that money is going. Now, what can we do, particularly with people who are on fixed incomes? And boy, do I have compassion for senior citizens who are trying to pay their prescription bill, and they're getting rapid oil bill. They're just getting slaughtered where they should be enjoying the golden years. Are we doing anything with your group to look into those kind of things?
Well, what it is, we'll stay closely involved on those issues. And like I said earlier, if we need to go ahead and move forward and address those issues, we're definitely ready to. Taxation is a huge thing with our group. And we believe as a group that the taxes being raised right now isn't the right thing. For many key issues, like you said, Sam, you got senior citizens on fixed incomes, medications. Let's go back to when I was the mayor. Many of the issues that were addressed to me in the local community of McAdoo were, please, Mayor, don't raise the taxes. Stop it if you can, because I'm having a hard time paying for my medication the way it is. And that little millage increase is going to determine whether if that senior citizen gets that medication that month or they pay their taxes.
Alternate ways of bringing revenue in is the key here, because, you know, you still need police protection, you still need your roads, you still need those benefits. And so with the state, the more people are working, the more we have coming in, we could give the property and the tax relief, so there's income coming in, because you have to provide services. As a mayor, you had to provide those services. And that's where the real creative thinking is. When someone's running for office, to me, it's particularly the governor or and I see these commercials, and they're starting now, and God bless Mr. Wolf, I'm sure he's a nice person, but, I want to see what he has. What is your formula? What are you going to do if you become the governor? Okay, what will be? I mean, your daughters are beautiful, and you have a business, and that's one thing in his favor, because he knows what it is to create jobs, etc. But what do you bring to the table? So I think, is this where your concerned citizens, you look at different things and then approach them accordingly? Is that's
absolutely right. Like I said, we'll have our meeting once a month, and we'll sit there and discuss our key issues. We'll start with the Hazleton Area School District. What's the topics there for that month, and what are we going to address with there? Then we'll look at in the borough of McAdoo, Schuylkill County, local community, and you got your Klein Township, all your communities within Schuylkill County, not just McAdoo, but all your issues. I love what you said, Sam, about our commissioners there in Schuylkill County. Great people. All three of them work great, and that's the kind of governing body we should have throughout everywhere, through Hazleton area, McAdoo, everywhere.
Folks, I'm talking to the concerned citizens of Schuylkill County and the Hazleton Area School District. Come back to talk. We're going to talk to Jerry Nataro. Now, Jerry's been on this board, very active too, for the last 5 years, and he'll give you his perspective on the particular group. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. They've been watching your tax dollars for over 40 years. It's called the Concerned Citizens, Schuylkill County and Hazleton Area School District. Jerry Nataro. Jerry, how are you?
Good, Sam. How are you? Good to see you.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's good to see you again. Yes, it's been quite a while.
Back in the old high school days, we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yeah, you were involved in the band and everything. And
it's amazing how time just goes by. Jerry, your involvement, okay? I know you many, many years. Why did you get involved with this organization?
Well, Sam, I've always been kind of involved in good citizenship. It stemmed from how I was raised. We were taught that to always do what's right, and not necessarily what you want, but what's right for everybody. And I was in the Boy Scouts, an altar boy. People kind of poo-poo that kind of stuff sometimes, thinking that doesn't belong in the adult world. But that I found out through my experience that indeed it does. It's very important in today's world with the way our country is going. Our culture has been deteriorating. How we let's face it. We to a certain degree our country is moving away from the principles that made our country great. God, country, and family, and that kind of thing. The patriotic things. Yeah. And so I've been kind of involved in that all my life. And I used to write letters occasionally wherever I was located. I spent most of my career in Maryland, and I used to write occasionally letters to the editors down there too. But then I retired, and I came back to Hazleton, and I was looking for something to be involved with in this area. So, of course, besides my church, I of course rejoined the church now from where I was there, and I lost my train of thought. So I looked in there was an advertisement in the paper for a meeting with the concerned citizens. And it kind of piqued my interest. It talked about doing what was right and looking at the issues of the day and speaking out. And so then I joined, and that's how I got to be a member.
What did you see when you as this group, and I understand it's growing, and folks, if you want to become a part of this, Jerry's phone number, I'm going to put it up, Andy, if you will, 570-929-1762, even if you give input, because you want as much input as you can get.
Definitely.
People come up with great ideas, etc. Of course, we wish we had the magic wand. What did you see when you became involved with that, and what is this concerned citizen group? Is it positive for the community, and are things being accomplished?
Well, yes, Sam. From what I heard of it and read of it, it seemed like an organization that was truly interested in doing what was right, not necessarily what was politically correct, so to speak.
Yeah.
They're interested in I thought, values. I'm trying to get back to what you talk about a lot, Sam, values.
Yep.
And we have to, a lot of times, I think today in our society, we have lost those things in our search to get ahead. Especially in economic time, things are bad, and people will do anything for a job. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily right either. Mm-hmm. So these are the kind of things that interested me, and why I joined the Concerned Citizens. And this is what we all agree on, what we've discussed here, on certain principles. And we have outlined our mission statement, which addresses our concern, where our mission is in this area of trying to inform the citizens.
Okay. One of the things I want to ask you, and before time is it's okay to say we want to. We want lower taxes, etc. Does this group ever come up with some types of solutions saying this is what we recommend to help in this area, whatever the concern may be? Does concerned citizens say, look, we put together a plan here, or with something? Did you ever do that?
Well, not quite, Sam. Although we kind of go around the edges on that area. What we do is, I have spoken out at school board meetings on certain issues. Mm-hmm. See, even though we're the concerned citizens, we believe in good and sound education. Mm-hmm. We believe in that the students should come first, but not as a political slogan, as a reality. Now, just because students come first doesn't mean that all this money should be spent. And that wouldn't necessarily make them better students. Mm-hmm. We don't believe money alone is the answer. We need that. We believe that our employees should be paid a fair wage for the conditions in the economy and for what their position too in life. Mm-hmm. But we don't believe that excessive taxation, which most of us believe, there's too much taxation. They're always increasing these budgets. They're spending more buildings, and we're not against these things in themselves.
I understand.
But we think they should be more responsible, fiscally responsible and manageable.
We have a tremendous amount of talent in northeastern Pennsylvania with people who could come up with some great creative ideas, and this is where I'm coming from. Where it's easy for me to say to you as the mayor, get more police, as I said, or fix the roads, but where am I going to get the money? When I come up and say, look, Mayor, this is an idea where you could start maybe the development here, or bring this here, or bring that here, come up with some suggestions that the politicians could use. So what I guess the concerned citizens can be a tremendous help. The talent that you have in that group could come up with a lot of creative ideas. I mean, advisory boards, there's a lot of things that could happen.
And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for even more people to join us who can contribute in this area, because we each have, us that are involved have certain strengths, but we always need more. We could use more ideas, better ideas, mm-hmm. on how we can get our point across based on our principles and values that we stand for, and improvement. And we're here basically I think of it as a community service, mm-hmm. to try to improve the community and make sure that, as you mentioned about that like the Schuylkill County Commissioners work together. Yeah. We all should work together. We shouldn't be one group against another.
That's I remember Vicki was involved with the school, and they said, there's Mackin again. She's going to complain about what Vicki was doing. Maybe we didn't agree with everything, but she was bringing awareness to what's happening and holding these people accountable. I love the idea of holding them accountable, and I say congratulations to anyone who's running for office. It's a difficult task, and particularly your group. I got to tell you, those members who are involved in your group, I applaud, because you got to stay on top of them. Vicki, keep up the good work, okay, and it's always nice seeing you. Folks, if you want to get involved with this group, just for ideas and some talent that you have to lend, it's 570-929-1762. Dane, wish you the best. Jerry, nice seeing you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
And if there's anything else we could do for you, and if to get the word out on our news or whatever, just let us know, okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Folks, you're watching the Sam Lesante Show. Remember, get involved and hold these politicians accountable, folks. We'll see you next time.